Hey Badlands Rebuilds, here we are, we're heading down in out by Waston, the Badlands. We're cruising down some gravel. We're going to go look at a 1968 International pickup at 1100. We're going to go check her out and see if we can get her back to running and driving condition. We're out in the middle of nowhere. The thing I like about this 68, it's 1968, it's my birthday. It's when I was born, so we're basically the same age. I hope this baby's a little bit better looking than I am. But we got a little road trip. It's out in the middle of nowhere, and we're going nowhere fast, and we keep messing around with internationals. All right, Badland Rebuilders, here we are. We got ourselves a 68 International. It's an International 1100. Come out of the Badlands. It's sitting down pretty far down there. We drove it into town, which is, wow, that's kind of crazy. Inside's pretty decent on it. Dash is gone. The dash isn't very good. The seat's really decent on it. It's got some holes in the floor, one right there. They got some kind of tape on it. It's gonna need a little floor welding. Boy, she's pretty good inside. The rear end gate kind of looks like it's got the same Scout 2 tail lights as the International Scout. The box, pretty good shape. I think it had a topper on it most of its life. This side's a little bit rougher. They moved the gas tank. I don't even know where the gas tank goes on that. They moved it somewhere else. It's not there no more. They moved the tank down under here, under the thing. I think that's probably approved by most people. They put a mud flap here so you don't blow up going down the road. Did blow a tire coming into town. Looks like it's got pretty good exhaust on it. We'll open this door up. The door's open pretty good. Floors are pretty good in it. I don't know where the gas tank actually ends up. Does it go behind the seat? Oh, it must be behind the seat gas tank, just like the old Scoop. But the floor, pretty good shape. All kinds of stuff in the glove compartment. Heater worked on it when I drove it in. Doors shut pretty darn good, pretty smooth. Let's look at the front of this beast. It's 1968 International 1100. Last time it was plated was 2012, but we drove her right into town. It's supposed to be a 345 originally. I was told it's a 392 out of a straight truck. So it's a 392. She did pretty good. She purred down the road pretty good. Hood's got, I don't know, think a guy should paint it or leave it. I like to clobber on some paint on it, but I've had a bunch of people say don't, just leave it. Maybe clear coat it. I do have 4 really good tires and rims for it. They're nothing fancy, but I think I can get her to drive down the road. The brakes do not work in it, but it's got drum all the way around. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good old pickup. It's way better off than I thought it was. Drove it 15 miles down gravel road and made it here. So I don't know. This is a not too bad a condition. It's got that goopy box. It's kind of a, and that's what you see right there. Alright, I'm out here assessing what needs to be done to this baby here. The brakes don't quite work real well. They're just going to get some air, but if you can look underneath here, you can see looks like we got a wheel cylinder leaking. my fingers in there. Looks like we've got a wheel cylinder leaking on the passenger side. That might be causing all of our brake issues right there. It must have blew a seal on it or something and not looking very good. I don't know if a lot of you guys know what this is. It's an old oil bath filter here. And the reason they call it an oil bath filter is because when you lift it up, you're going to take a bath in oil because it's full of oil. Keeps the car pretty clean though. They've been around forever. You don't have to buy an air filter for these. They just don't. Pop it up. It's got a nice little reservoir full of oil. That's how you get the bath, because you're going to spill that oil on you. So you can see that. Keeps all the dirt and crap out of that carburetor. Keeps it running good and smooth. This does need an accelerator pump. You can see right here, it's wet up on here. So the lower accelerator pump's leaking a little bit on this. A little bit of brake work, little accelerator pump work. A little bit of tire work. Tires are all crap on it. It's to be expected. Oh, and there, I don't even know what kind of tire that is. That's an old bias 750 16. But I do have these wheels and tires. I mounted up with Scout rims. I don't know if I want to put them on that pickup or put them back on that old Scout. And the tires are pretty good. Oh, we'll go from there. I'll get her inside. Alright, we had gas leaking all over on this block. I pulled the carburetor off of it. Didn't look too bad. Accelerator pump is definitely bad. So I just took it off the bottom of this carb, pulled her apart. I don't know if you can see it right here. When we hold it up to the light, let's see if I can hold it up to the light and see if you can see. You can see light through it, which is not good. See that? You see them little spots on there? It tells me that that diaphragm is bad. It's leaking gas by that ring right there where my thumb is. So we're going to put a new one of them on there. Hopefully that'll make it good as new. Alright, we're going to do a quick diagnosis of the brakes here on the 68 International. This here seal here, you see her dripping? She's got a little drip to it, so that wheel cylinder's not very good, pretty bad. The brake pads are pretty darn thin. They're not very thick at all, and they're real groovy. I don't know, maybe a guy should put new pads on it. New wheel seal, new pad. Maybe turn that down and pack the bearings. It's got a little bit of give in the lower tire rod loose. It's to be expected. This is an old pickup. I'm 54 years old. Alright, we got our first video up of this 68 International. I did put the wheels and tires on it. The wheels and the hubcaps. I got some Lincoln hubcaps. It's going to look pretty cool. Kind of lowered it down a little bit. This is 68. I don't know if you can see it. My garage is pretty full. Kind of nifty. We mounted the spare tire back up where it goes in the back. Yeah, pretty good couple days on this rig. I did put the wheel back together and the brakes back together. The bearings didn't look bad in the front. But this is our first video of this here truck. I think this one's going to be a pretty easy fixer-upper because we drove it already 15 miles. I'm going to stop right there, the first video. Hopefully the next video, we'll have the accelerator pump back in the carburetor. She'll be running down the road. Right now we just have rear brakes because that front wheel seal is leaking on the front. But, you know, we'll touch them up and see what happens. Don't know how far I'm going to get with it. I don't have a title for it yet. Title's in transition, so I don't want to get too carried away. But I think it's a pretty nifty old truck. pretty neat old outfit. So subscribe, put some comments on it. Do you think I should paint it, or should I just clear coat it, or should I just leave it? My paint job on my last one, my Scout, I'm not real impressed with it, but on my Chevelle, I was really impressed with what I did. It has a lot of little dings and dents in it, but it is original paint, and it is what it is. It's 54 years old. Some people really like this old patina look, this old primer look. Yeah, so if you want to put a comment on there, think I should paint it, leave it, love it, list it, whatever you think. I'm up for suggestions. Pretty cool truck.